on the third eye and the intuition center, the energy center that resides right here. And one of the things that was mentioned this morning in meditation is that idea that sometimes when we're in kind of survival mode, which I know some of us have been in that mode for a long time now, that we kind of get stuck in the lower energy centers, and the ability to utilize our intuition gets a little bit stunted, a little halted, and things like feeling stuck, feeling like you don't have a voice, or feeling like things are never going to change. Those sorts of things can happen when we don't allow ourselves to move up into some of these higher energy centers that are associated with light and air. And so one of the ways that we can work with that is to actually get ourselves to do something creative. And so on the mat today, you might have that invitation a few times, that's the plan anyway, to move around instinctively and maybe be a little bit creative with how you're moving. And this is where we get to practice this, moving from some of our other energy centers into some places that might be a little bit stuck. So as we move through our practice today, that's the invitation. That luckily, because I really, even when your video's on, I can't see you, right? So if you are saying to yourself, self, today I feel like I need to do this, and it's different than what Donna's saying, then the invitation is to do it, right? To tune into that intuition and realize that sometimes we know better for ourselves than someone on the camera does what you need, right? So I'm going to mute everybody now, and we're going to get started. And take a comfortable seat for now. There we go. And as you come to your comfortable seat, again, that invitation is to do what your intuition tells you. So if your intuition is telling you that sitting this way is not what's right for you, right? This is very much a first and second chakra area to sit this way. So maybe sit up in a chair. Heck, you could even stand up. You don't even have to ground sitting down. So notice what would be better for you in this moment. And then as you let your eyes close, take a moment with your breath to allow yourself to grow longer through your spine. And then do some intuitive movement here. Shift a little. It can be bigger movements. It can be little subtle movements. Whatever you need to do to be able to sense what's going on a little bit better. And now take your first finger on either hand and bring it to your third eye center. It's that space in between and above your eyebrows. Take a couple big breaths here, just feeling that connection of your finger against this center, against this place. And now allow your eyes, even though they're closed, to gaze up to this third eye place. And now you can keep your finger there if you would like to, or bring your hands down to rest palms up, connecting first finger and thumb for this third eye mudra or hand posture. And as you take this mudra, you'd like to also come to the affirmation of, I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. You can say this to yourself. You can just listen to it, or you can say it out loud even. I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. Now, as you softly open your eyes, And release your hands down to the ground. Start off here feeling a press into the ground, a little grounding and rooting action. Lengthen through your sides, lift up and open through your shoulders. And now eyes open or closed, your choice. Will move through the head and the neck. So take side to side movement with the head, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Up and down movement with the head, nodding. Shake the head. Now back into center. Turn the palms open to the sides and inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart, maybe connect forehead and fingertips together. Circle the arms, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Again, fingertips and forehead can connect if that feels good. One more time, inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands come to your heart. And now inhale, reach up and overhead. A little side stretch, take a hold of the right hand and stretch over to the left side, rooting down through the right sitting bone. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, switch wrists to stretch over to the right. Root the left sitting bone down. Inhale, back to center. Release the wrists and arms down by your side. Switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself. And now, as we take some more side stretches, you get to add a little bit of movement that feels the best in your body, that feels good to you. So left fingertips to the floor, reach your right arm up and over. And now you might decide to deepen that stretch. You might decide to turn up and down. You might decide to take your hand behind your head. And take a moment here to move on this side and notice for yourself what feels the best, what is the right thing for your body. Tuning in all the way from your tail to your crown. And again, find a movement that feels good, that helps you open up, that helps you tune in. And inhale, rise all the way back up. Right fingertips to the floor, left arm reaches up and over. And again, move around a little bit. Find your depth. Find what variations or movement feel good to your body that help you check in. Inhale, rise back up and walk your fingertips forward and take as deep a fold as is right for your body. And you can always add props. You can add movements through your sides and through your hips if you want to. You can always settle and stay still. Full big deep breath. And then inhale, rise up, and we'll go the other way. Walk your fingertips behind you. And you might come down to palms. You might walk back a little further. You might stay close, tuning into what's right for your body. Expand and open through the heart space. Take a couple big breaths and maybe move through shoulder blades. So engage and release a couple times. Maybe move through the head and the neck. Explore and notice. What's possible? What's there? What's right for you? Inhale, rise back up. And then come forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, you're going to set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. As you root down through palms and fingertips, toes tucked under behind you to give you a little stability here. Find some movement. I really like a circular motion with the hips. If you want to try that, you can, or maybe just a cat and cow or a side to side sway. You decide, take in what's there. Notice what feels good. or what's needed. Couple more deep breaths, checking out the places where you can move and shift to create space, or simply what your body is calling for today. Then with toes tucked, you're rotating elbow pits forward and pushing, expanding into the upper back. Lift hips up and back for your downward facing dog pose, and take a couple big breaths. And again, find the movement that feels right for you. And then work your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Feet inner hip distance or wider. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen, heart forward, sitting bones lift. Walk your hands up your legs and rise all the way up to stand. And now feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down. Turn your palms open, expanding and lifting open through the chest. With your eyes closed, take a moment here. Take some big breaths. Find a little bit of shift and movement in the body. And then as you come back into center, you can softly open your eyes. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bend knees to fold. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips. You're stepping your right foot back into your lunge. Back knee up or down. You get to decide what feels the best. Wrap the left hip back and then lift up. Coming into gratitude arms here, or maybe reach. Take a moment to find what's the best for your shoulders today. You can always clasp if you want to. Big, full, deep breath as you settle in. But then allow a little bit of subtle movement here through the hips, maybe a little unbending and bending of the knee to just check out what's happening for you in your body. Then as you release your hands back to the floor, locate whatever you're using for props, and we'll work front leg towards straight into a hamstring stretch. Centering with the hips, extend your heart forward. And now inhale, bend into your knee, and exhale, work your front leg towards straight. Couple movements here, allowing for a little bit more wake up through the hamstrings. One more full breath. Then inhale, bend into your front knee. Walk your hands to the inside. Back knee up or down, your choice. You get to decide if you need a little bit more work or if you want that thigh stretch instead. So if your knee is down, back your knee up as far as your body needs. Extend your heart forward and then work down toward one elbow, maybe two, coming to this alligator or lizard pose. Full big breath. And as you come to this place in your pose, within reason for yourself, I know at least for some of us, we have some super open hips. So if we move around a lot, we can overstretch. So tune into your intuition and move through the hips to the degree that is right for your body. Not going to the deepest place possible necessarily, but going to where you can work through what's stuck, sense what's happening, notice. So a little up and down with the hips, maybe a little side to side with the hips. Then coming back to center, hands come up to either your blocks or you can set them on the ground to step forward. And from your forward fold, inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Take a moment in your fold, your head hangs. You can add some movement here, some shifting. And you can hold on in the way that feels best. So maybe that's holding on to opposite elbows or clasping hands behind the backside of your neck, or maybe clasp behind your back. Find what feels good, what helps you to feel more open and spacious, what helps you to sense. Then releasing fingertips, step your left foot back into your lunge, then bring hands up to your hips, or come to gratitude or reach. What's in your practice right now? What do you need for your shoulders? But then check it out. A little bit of up and down movement maybe. A little hip movement maybe. Maybe a little side to side sway. You decide, what is it that you need? Tune into that understanding of yourself, where you should go, or what feels good. And then hands come down to your blocks. And again, we'll work through some of that hamstring stuff. So come to the highest point, extend your heart, work your right leg towards straight. As you keep your big toe mound pressing down, you're wrapping your hip back, and then we'll move with our breath. Inhale, bend into your front knee, and exhale, work towards straight. Inhale, and exhale, just a couple more times. Then as you bend into your front knee this time, we're working our hands to the inside, and back knee again can be up or down. That has to do with how much you'd like to work in this hip opener. Extend your heart forward, maybe back your knee up if it's on the ground so you have more of a thigh stretch and lengthening. And then work down toward one elbow or two. You're always welcome to stay up high here instead if that feels best. And then you're finding the movement here again that is right for your body. That up and down and side to side movement sometimes gives us a little bit of feedback in ways through our hips that we don't sense if we stay in one place. This is a chance to sense, but also a chance to take the action that we know intuitively is right for us. And then rising back up to your hands now, set them on either side of your front foot and step forward. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Press back on hips, lift up and open through your shoulders and rise. Coming all the way up to stand. And then we'll take our balance onto our left foot and bring your right knee into your right hand. Left hand can stay at your hip here if you would like, but give your foot a flex. And then open your right knee up to the right side. Lift your chest up high, heart up high. Take a big deep breath. And you can always choose to move toward a wall or to stand next to something. That's always an option. If you find that your nervous system is just in that huge fight, flight, freeze place from doing this balance, then maybe do something a little bit compassionate for yourself and stand next to something. And now, push both sitting bones back and lean a little forward. So you're moving both sitting bones back and broad as your knee tilts forward, your torso tilts forward. And now, squeeze your left glute, push into the floor, And then wrap your right glute to bring your knee back up to center, lift your chest. We're gonna do that one more time. Forward tilt here, hinging at the hips, sitting bones back. And then squeeze the standing glute, wrap the right glute. Lift your chest, lift your heart, maybe stretch. Left arm to the sky. Full big breath. And then inhale, come back into center. Give your knee a squeeze. And exhale, release your foot back to the ground. Shake it out. Right foot balances, left knee into your hand, and pause. Flex your foot, a little bend to your standing knee, squeeze your glute, root into the floor, stand taller. And again, you can always have something to hold on to here, like a wall or a chair. And then open your knee up to the left side. And as you open your knee up, lift your chest. Full big deep breath. Now, those motions again, we're gonna do this 2 times. Little bend to your standing knee, push your sitting bones back, lean a little forward. Squeeze your right glute, and then wrap your left glute as you come upright. One more time this way. Press back with sitting bones, heart forward, knee forward. Squeeze, wrap, come upright. Good, bring your knee back into center. Give it a squeeze and release your foot down and shake it out. Feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then push them down. Hands come together at your heart. As you close your eyes, take a full breath and sense, notice for yourself. What's there? What's present for you? Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs, hinging at the hips, knees are bent. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant hands and step all the way back, downward facing dog or hands and knees, your choice. You determine what's right for you. Rotating elbow pits forward, pushing. Find more length. Sitting bones lift if you're in your down dog. Sides grow longer in either pose. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Knees can always come down here if you would like. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. And then extend your front further forward, but keep toned. Take another inhale. And exhale, bend elbows lower down. Inhale, curl up and open through your heart, coming to as high a cobra as your body is ready for. Think of a broad front of your chest. Shoulders are up and back. Even if it's a low cobra, or if it's a high cobra and you start to shrink through the tops of shoulders, then maybe come down a little bit. See if you can tune into the details. Then exhale, knees down and hips to heels. Take a child's pose. And now slowly, gently push yourself up to your seat and come all the way down to sitting bones. And from sitting bones, we'll take right leg ahead, left foot into the side of your leg, and give your feet a little action. Tune into what's right for you. Maybe add a prop underneath the knee or underneath the hips. Move sitting bones back and broad. Active feet, press down, lift your chest, then turn your torso. So you're aimed toward your right foot. Hinging at the hips here, as you hinge at the hips, if you find that you're instead rounding through the back to try to reach, then maybe come upright. So again, tune into the details and take the action that is right for your body. From wherever that is, turn your belly a little bit more to the right side. Turn your ribs a little bit more to the right side and take a big deep breath. And now inhale, gently come upright. And we're gonna take our right leg out wide as is right for your body. So you have many variations of angle there that you can come to be able to sit tall. So now if your leg is pretty wide out to the side, then you might turn this left foot into more of a flexed point, okay? And from that place, regardless of the position of your foot, push the pinky toe edge down, give your ankle a little support. Move sitting bones again. And again, you can prop underneath the knee or underneath the hips here. Right fingertips just inside the right knee. Turn your belly and your heart to the left. Shoulder blades are on your back. Lengthen your sides. From there, maybe stretch, top arm up and over your ear. Stay turned open to the left with your torso, even as you work your fingertips, maybe down your leg a little bit. If that turns you down, then maybe stay right where you are with your fingertips just inside of your knee or thigh. Take a big breath, lift your chest. Inhale, rise back up and switch legs. So left leg straight ahead, right foot into the side of your leg. And then do what is right for your body right now with a prop. Or not. So tune in and move sitting bones. And then press down with fingertips, lift your ribs, and then start to turn your torso towards your left foot. Toes pull back, your feet are active. As you stay long, hinging at the hips to fold, notice, again, if you are rounding through the spine to try to reach, then instead, maybe come more upright so that you can be longer through your spine. Front body longer. Take a big deep breath. And now, especially pushing down with the left fingertips. Turn your left belly, turn your left ribs just a little bit more. Inhale, rise back up. And then we'll open it up wider and take that to the width that is right for you. And then maybe switching to that flexed point with your right foot. Press the pinky toe edge, even though it's the top of it now. If you've switched it to a flexed point, push it down to give your ankle some support. Left fingertips inside your knee, right hand to your hip, and start to turn your belly and your heart toward the right. Shoulder blades are both on your back, especially the left one. It really wants to pop to the right. So keep it engaged on your back. And then maybe stretch. Maybe work your way a little further down the inside of your leg. Maybe stay more upright. Notice the length through the spine, the openness. Take a big breath. Inhale, more upright, all the way up tall, footprints to the floor in front of you, and then make your way all the way down onto your back. And from your back, we're only going to take one pose before we shift into a comfortable resting pose. And the purpose of this one pose is to help you sense what would be right in Shavasana for you. So you're going to take the spinal twist of your choice. This could be walking feet out wide and taking windshield wipers. Or it could be bringing knees in toward your chest and taking them over to one side for about 3 breaths. But find that variation of twist for yourself. And if you're holding the pose for those 3 breaths, be sure to switch sides for the next 3 breaths. And then notice what it is that your body could use for a resting pose. And as you come back into center, take the action that would support you the best. Prop underneath your legs, maybe something underneath your spine. Maybe feet together into a butterfly. Maybe come up to a seated meditation instead. As you find that place for yourself and begin to settle in, recognize and notice. Take in the sensations. It's a part of becoming aware of what your intuition is telling you. And begin to take a deeper breath. And bring gentle movement into your fingers and into your toes. And as you're ready to, bend your knees and roll to your side. And then slowly, gently bring yourself back upright to your seat, using as little energy as you can. With hands coming to connect at heart center, eyes closed. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your third eye. With a couple big breaths, tune back into the affirmation. I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste.